Yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I just had like a really intense, wonderful, like fierce, awesome conversation. I'm gonna ground us into this space, and I have um, white sage from my home territory. This is Inflakatmuk sage. I am going to smudge, and I'm gonna ask you all to take 5 deep breaths together in one moment. So this is bringing us into circle together, our virtual way of doing circle these days. So this is a soapstone bear claw that was passed down through my family, and it's now passed on to me to take care of. So I'm just holding space for a circle for a moment. And I'm going to ask us to take 5 deep breaths together. What this does is this resets the system. So inhale 1 through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Welcome to this space. I have no plan. My favorite thing about dreaming circles is there is no plan. There's just listening and talking. um, so I want to walk you through a visualization today. And before I do that, I'm just going to speak briefly on dreaming. The dream world has been an extremely active place for me through my entire life. I actually suffered from insane nightmares when I was a child. And it took a lot for my family to figure out what was going on, but I was just really active in my dream world. And the one thing I have always been able to do in that space is to spread my wings and fly. No matter what the situation was, no matter what monsters were chasing me, my wings were able to grow and I was able to fly away from that. As an adult now, I haven't had a whole lot of dreams about flying. And I wanted to explore that more. So, quite often in my dream world, I know that I can ask a question, I can go to sleep, and my ancestors speak to me in my dream space, or weird messages come through in metaphor because we dream in metaphor. So I wake up in the morning with new insights, new ideas. That's why I have a crazy post-it wall behind me because it gets thrown on there until I understand it. So our dreams have so much to tell us, and our trauma sometimes stops those dreams from reaching us, or we tell ourselves at some point through our lives, dreaming is not safe. Dreaming is not a place for us. Dreaming is a world we don't understand, or we're told that it's nonsense, and we stop dreaming. So there's no right, there's no wrong way. It's just looking at how can I find the medicine of my dreams. So recently I've been exploring dreaming while awake, and this is just brought through visualization. So I've done a few of my own to explore why I needed wings to fly, and why haven't I had wings as an adult now that I'm not having as many nightmares. I wanted to know if my wings were only there to fly me away from the trauma in my dreams. And that helped to teach me to fly away from the trauma in my life. So in one of my visualizations, I was met with my great-great-grandmother. Her name is Aleck. She's a medicine woman. And she pulled me up out of my body. This channel flowed up from my head, and I was brought up to sit on the clouds with her. And as I was sitting on the clouds, I was looking out over the earth, and you could see these little lights beginning to pop up. It was like this network of awakening that was happening. And the thought that came to me in that moment was women and children. Women and children. And then I had this realization that I was leaving my own inner child behind. She has built these very, very fierce walls. I see her as sitting like in this spot in my chest. Um, and so I went back down and I had to pull her up and tell her it was safe. It was okay to come to this dream world, this dream space. So that was one. The next one that I had, which was the very next day, and asking about wings. I was brought to a mountaintop with my great great grandmother, and she had her hands firmly on my back. I kept trying to turn because I wanted to hug her, and I couldn't. It was like, don't look back, just look forward. And I felt this push. She pushed me off the mountain, and my wings spread. And for the first time in my dream world, I was able to fly out of joy, out of power, out of strength, out of beauty, instead of away from trauma. So there are many, many answers that come to us in our dreams. It's just about exploring our own relationship with them. What is our relationship with our dreams? And what is the medicine that our dreams are offering us? So I'm going to ask us to settle in a little bit. We're going to close our eyes and bring ourselves into a dream space. Whatever that looks like for us, we're going to settle in and just open up a little bit of space. If we're uncomfortable with it, it's okay. Open up a small amount of space and say, I would like to invite the dream space in. We're going to dive a little bit deeper and look at what environment do you move to? What's surrounding you in your dream space? Is there a temperature? If you look down at your feet, what are they on? Are you wearing shoes? Are you barefoot? Are you human or animal form? Or are you a winged relative? Is there a season that you can identify? Is there a weather system that's surrounding you? Is it windy or raining? Is the sun shining? What do you notice about your body? Do you have a body? What can you feel? What can you see when you look up? Is there anything that you hear? Any sounds? Distant sounds? Sounds close up? Is there anyone else with you? Another critter, animal, spirit, person, whether living or in the spirit world? Are you moving? Are you standing still? Is the scenery changing at all? If you look around you, what else do you see? Is there anything familiar? Have you been here before, or is it brand new? Does it feel like a collective dream? Like maybe you're tuning in to a global frequency, or does it belong to you? Does it feel like intergenerational, like it stems from your bloodline, and maybe it was your ancestors' dream? What metaphors might be coming to you? What is the message? Is there a message? Is this reoccurring? Have you been here? If it's reoccurring, is there something maybe you missed before? Can you look up? What do you see? Can you look down? Has it changed? What do you see? Look to your left. Is it a different world over there? Is there someone with you? Look to your right. What exists there? What are the messages? Is there anything you're missing? Are there colors? Do they shift and move and blend? Are they vibrant? Have the sounds changed? Do you hear natural sounds of the environment? Do you hear sounds of our living relatives, our four-legged, our winged ones in the sky? Are you one of the characters, or are you looking at it from a distance? Are you there as yourself? Is there a gift for you? How does this dream fit your life? What might it be trying to tell you? Like normal dreams. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. We don't usually get to come back slowly. Our dreams are disrupted because we wake up quickly. Time to come back. Time to come back. Time to wake up. If you can share in the chat a little bit of some reflections that may have come. I want to share that our dreams from a scientific lens, and I don't have all the wording, I just am able to talk to people from my Indigenous teachings who reflect on scientific teachings, and I love these conversations. So our brains naturally clean themselves through the night. Our dreams, when we sleep, are ways of, Brenda, are ways of processing and cleaning the things that we process through the day. And quite often because of the colonized systems that we live in, we are so, we are taught not to feel, not to think, not to dream. And so it is natural for us to just kind of stuff these things down, stuff it down, stuff it down, stuff it down. And so our brain is processing all of these things. It's like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's that? And it turns it into metaphors as we sleep. Wonderful. Brenda says, I was a red-tailed hawk soaring over the hills of Kamloops where I grew up. And that is the place my dreaming really kicked into high gear. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The gift of beautiful green forests, gem green, lush moss. And oh, yes, 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 yes. Hilda says, I was over a valley with water with my 3-year-old version of my daughter, protecting her, flying over the water, eagle in flight. Jesus guiding us. Yes. Amazing. So as you can see, when we allow a little bit of space through our day to sit with that, there are things, our body already has the answers to everything. We already have it within our bodies, within our systems, because our bodies are of the land. We are of the land. And so when we move from up here, which is what I like to call the thought river, for those who were in sacred space with me, we have this massive thought river that is just like a million miles a minute, thoughts flowing over our head. And if we can just push that to the side for a minute and bring our consciousness from up here, which is busy, 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 to down into our bodies have the answers for us. And that is translated through dreaming, through visions, through ideas. That's our spirit speaking to us. Yeah. Putting the thought river aside it's like a daily task. And one of the things that we talked about in sacred space was grab a fish out of the thought river. Is it a thought? It's a thought. Does it serve us in this moment? If not, what happens if you let the fish go and it goes back into the thought river? If it's an important thought that is meant to serve you in this moment, like a determined little salmon, it will make its way back upstream to you. So try to use this as a daily practice. I have to all the time because my mind's like a squirrel. It's crazy. So we have a few more minutes left. I want to see, does anyone have a question or a reflection that they would like me to talk about? Yes, thought river. It's so good. And it takes effort to practice it for sure. You're very welcome. What do repetitive dreams represent? So my teachings around, and I just want to share that the teachings of dreams for me stem straight from my ancestors. My ancestors would use the dream world to communicate with the spirit world. And once I started to learn this, I became comfortable with dreaming. So they would take the translations of their dreams and they would paint them on the walls through pictographs. And that's where our stories come from. That's where our teachings come from, is the dream world. Repetitive dreams are often something that we are missing. So that's why in the process, if we're going back into a dream space and it's a dream that we've seen before, have we tried looking around? Have we tried looking at it from a different perspective? Have we tried moving differently? Because usually we're repeating the same actions. So what does that represent in your life? Is there a pattern that's repeating that maybe we haven't looked at through a different lens yet? Okay. How can we connect? Connect with dream world, connect with each other. The most grounding way and essential for any sort of connection is with ourselves first. We cannot connect with others. We cannot connect with the earth if we are not connecting with ourselves. So create ceremony for connecting with yourself. Take some time to sit with your inner child, because quite often there's walls built there from the traumas that we've received in our lives. And we sometimes leave that inner child behind as we sort of just blaze on through the trail. And they need to know that they're protected, they're safe, and everything they've done to get us to where we are today was perfect. And they've done an amazing job. Do empaths dream more vividly awake or asleep? I do both. Yeah, I don't know if there's a comparison for either one, but I definitely, the waking is much more vivid and clear, and the messages are more clear. The dreaming world, I find it's all a metaphor, so I have to kind of decipher it a little bit when I wake up in the morning. Can you recommend any sources on dream world meditations that we can do on our own? I'm working on it. I don't know of any just yet, but I have created some. Beautiful. How do we learn? Oh, it jumped on me. Oh, we've got 22 seconds left. Okay. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope that you were able to settle into some sort of space. Please drink some water and take good care of yourself. I raise my hands to you. In my culture, that's how we honor people. We lift them up. We say kukstem, heichka. Thank you so much.